Tonight we're going to talk about a very important, and it has to do also with Shlom Bayit and raising kids. Are we trusting each other? And this will lead, are we trusting our child? Trust is something that we cannot go on without. Many problems of Shlom Bayit, they starting with a trust issue. I don't want to say everything, because if I'll say, right, I'll be in trouble, meaning I don't trust my spouse, yes? Now,
yes, Rabbi. Yes, Rabbi.
Okay, so can we act the same thing to the child? If we're going to send the signals that we don't trust you, what can you expect from the child?
Retaliation. Him just living up to your expectation that if you don't trust me, then there is no relationship.
So a man can get very upset when his wife starts to questioning him. Where were you? Why are you late? How much did you make? And so on. We're seeing it like you don't trust me. Where can I be? Why are you asking me so many questions? Why the questions are coming? For what?
Lack of trust.
Diana, it's only 50% of the votes are in.
Lack of trust from the spouse. That's what she's asking you.
Yes. So we don't trust. And that creates big problems. And then it goes into the kids. Are we trusting the child with his abilities and in what he is doing, of what he's saying? Example, I know many couples that the wife wants to check the phone of the husband. Why do you want to check it?
Lack of trust.
For sure. And if the husband have a password on his phone, it's even worse. Why do you have a password? What are you trying to hide?
Maybe he's doing it so the kids can't access it.
Okay, so now you're calling for what? You're calling for investigation.
Boy.
If your child wants from you a telephone, 11 years old, 12 years old, what is the first reaction?
No way.
No way. Why not?
Why do they need a phone? What are they going to... I guess we don't trust them with the phone. Is that what it is?
Yes, that's what it is.
But why would we? It's like bringing the whole
because you think it's too small. Who knows where it's going to lead?
No, I mean, Rav, we wouldn't want to give it to him because it's just going to bring like the whole outside into our home, and we don't want that.
It's not a problem. we have to be, we don't trust the ability of the child to stand by his Yetzer Hara. We don't trust it. If it's legitimate or not, I'm not saying yet.
Uh-huh.
But why are we saying no?
Because we don't trust them. We don't believe them that they would use it for good. We would right away assume it's negative.
Okay. You want to go shopping or you want to do something and your husband says no. Why do you say no?
Because he thinks you might overspend, so he doesn't want to give you the credit card.
So he doesn't trust you with the credit card.
Right, that's right.
Everything has to do with the trust issue. So everybody believes in the power of trust, but not too many people know that the only condition to be successful, even if you trusting the child or trusting your spouse, it has to be a truthful trust. And if we're trusting without any hesitation, meaning the other party will feel that behemet I've been trusted. Can we say that in the relationship between the husband and the wife, or between us and the kids, we trust fully with a full heart, or it's kacha? I didn't say I don't trust you. Did I say it? Did I say I don't trust you? I didn't say it. But I don't think that you have to spend now on new clothing. So it means that you don't trust that I know what to do with my money. That's the bottom line. When the wife goes, let's say you're doing construction at home, and she wants to go to look for tiles or to look for something for the house. Are we going to trust her that she'll get the best price or the color that we like and so on? Are we?
No.
No, they don't trust. They're afraid that she's gonna overspend.
Yeah. So no matter where you're going to turn, left or right, there is a trust issue. And if I don't trust you and you don't trust me, so how can we build a relationship? Maybe somebody can tell me.
Yeah, it's a terrible relationship.
Huh?
It's a terrible relationship when the husband and wife, they don't trust each other.
Rabbi, but it's not really about trust. It's maybe she can't do that job the way he can.
So you don't trust her?
No, it's not really about trust. It's
just qualifications.
Exactly. If she's better at science than math, you're not going to give her. No, you do it yourself, and then you give her what she's good at. You trust her with what she's good at.
Okay, so it's the trust that, it's limited.
Like she wouldn't trust, my recipe because I don't know how to cook.
Okay? So how you gonna learn how to cook if she don't? I trust you.
But if I give her the recipe, it's not gonna be a good one because I don't know anything about the kitchen.
We don't know. We want to teach you.
I
Right?
wouldn't be offended. It wouldn't show that she doesn't trust me. She just knows that I'm lacking in that area.
Okay, so she says, if she tell you, I trust you that you know what you're doing, so you make a boo-boo one time, a boo-boo a second time, and a third time, you will get it. But if she said, you don't know what you're doing, I can't trust you in the kitchen. Okay.
That's true.
Now, let me tell you this much. When a person is going to his friend and he talk to him and telling him, you must help me. You are the only one who can help me. Please, don't deny my requests. I have nobody to turn to. Even if these friends don't see himself as a person that can take such responsibility. But the trust that the other one come and say, you're the only one who can help me, it brings me to a point that I cannot disappoint the friend that have so much trust in me that he's saying to me, you're the only one who can help me. By the way, when you get married, where all the disappointments are coming from? Your wife, she is so sure, she trusting you so much and you'll be such a good husband and you're going to do everything for her. And you also, you're expecting out of her to be, and all of a sudden, it's not.
Can it be because we have high expectations and then like reality hits?
Okay, but I have nobody to turn to. You are my husband. You know, whom else can make me happy if not you?
Right. I think I'm just relating to like yesterday where you said there's like the reality versus, what people want. Can it be that they set the standards so high because they have all of these fantasies about what marriage is and then they really see what reality is?
Yeah, okay, but now she comes from a point, and he is also coming from a point. I trusted him so much, I trusted her so much that she will supply me what I need because that's how we're coming to. And she also saying, whom can I rely on to be my best friend, if not my husband?
Is it because they fail them, so they feel like they already lost that trust? They didn't live up to that trust that they gave them?
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yes.
So that's why they don't open up to them anymore, and they just feel
exactly. So this was the
point.
disappointment is coming. I was thinking that I can trust you. Now I see I cannot trust you.
So, Rabbi, if we don't trust each other with minor things, which I guess we didn't look at it in that aspect before, how do we build to the big things like children? Such a major step in our life.
So let's start from the small one and we'll get to the big one. When you're going to a doctor and you're consulting with your doctor, why are you going to this one? Because you trust him. And if the doctor will tell you, do this, you're going to do it without even hesitating. Why? You trust him. You trust the doctor. But if the person have doubts, if this doctor is a shoemaker, you think he will do what he wants him to do? What do you say?
That's why before we choose a doctor, Rabbi, we do research, we get recommendations, and we find out about them. And that's how we, no?
Sometimes you get into the office and you don't like the doctor. You don't like it. Maybe
Right.
the approach, maybe it's too cold.
Right. No bedside manner.
Yeah. So he might give you pills, you might take it, you might not, and you might go to second opinion, meaning it's not going to be like the first one that you had a full trust in him. It's not going to be the same. That's why many people are going to ask their parents, should I do this? Should I do that? You have a wife. Why are you consulting with your parents for? Consult with your wife.
He doesn't trust her, so he goes to his
Exactly.
parents.
My mother, I trust.
Vice versa.
You're
Right?
only good for cooking, that's all. And keep quiet. And then he said, did I tell you I don't trust you? Did I tell you that? Where are you coming from?
It's his actions. It's his actions, Rabbi. He doesn't have to verbalize it, but he's living that way. So
You have a student in your classroom. It takes him a while to understand. If he fall into the hands of a Rabbi that trusting him, the child will surprise everybody. He will build them up. But I saw kids that were very capable, very good, but the teacher did not trust them enough. They failed. They failed. If your marriage life will be good or not, it all depends. It's starting there and it ending there. If I know that you trusting me 100% and you have nobody to turn to, I will do everything in order not to lose this trust. Because when I married you, I left my parents, he left his parents, everybody. Meaning I'm trusting you, you trusting me. We'll be each other, we trusting each other. Do you want to lose it? Then the relationship will be very difficult. It's not going to be as open as we want it to be. We're going to put on the scale every word, okay? Not to tell secret information to the enemy. And who knows what's coming next. I can speak about this topic hours. between husband and wife, and so on. Do you know how many couples I know that he or she have to lie to the husband? No, I didn't go to visit my parents. Because if he or she went back to her parents, he or she will lose their mind. So now we have excuse, shlom bayit. So I was not there. If I cannot talk to my wife and tell her where I was, if I don't trust her and she don't trust me, what are we doing? Why are we here for? What are we doing together? If you don't trust a child, you think you're going to be able to raise him? How? Maybe you can tell me how? Do you have any idea?
It will fail because the basic rule is to trust, and it's.
Cordana, would you be able to give a few more examples of where we could be lacking in trusting children, please?
Yeah. Example. The child comes and says, Ima says, do you have homework? Says, no, today we don't have homework. What you gonna say?
You're going to check his knapsack.
I don't have homework. Let me text the teacher and ask.
First question you're gonna ask, how come you don't have homework? The teacher didn't give you any homework? Maybe you forgot it in school. Meaning you're pouring on him hot water time after time. And then you say, who says I don't trust you? You're such a good kid, you're tzaddik. Mamash tzaddik you. And you're saying to yourself, yes. Because I'm a tzaddik. If the child says, I don't have homework, oh, what a lucky day today. That's all.
Rabbi, but children are smart. So if we say, oh, okay, great, you have no homework, wouldn't they keep using that line over and over again?
So if you see that it's coming frequently behind his back, he doesn't know.
Right.
You call the teacher and he says, lately my kids are coming home too happy. He doesn't have homework. He said, what are you talking about? We have a pile of homework. I was just about to call you. Your child didn't do the homework.
So how do you deal with it then?
Okay, now it's a different set of dealing.
Okay.
But the child yet, he don't know that he got caught. He feel that you're trusting him.
So if he doesn't know and he comes again, he says, I don't have homework, how would you deal with it in that situation? Would you tell the child straight out, well, your friend had homework, your classmate, you already do it? Like, how would you address that?
So when the child will come home, you don't tell him. You know, your teacher called me,
Oh.
and she said you're not doing homework. If it's possible,
Uh-huh.
and leave it like that.
Uh-huh. So he's coming to the realization on his own that he's not telling the truth, and it's like,
And then he has to deal with this.
with the consequence. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Then you have to know that you have a job on your hand, meaning you have to explain to the child what a trust means. If you lose it, oy vavoy. Husband and wife, also they can fight. She can check his phone 55 times a day. She can FaceTime him 20 times a day. You didn't tell me the truth. It's not going to help you. We're going to sit down and talk how important is this to trust each other. That's it. Is trust important for you? Yes or no? Because to live like that is impossible. It's impossible.
Hold that up.
Yeah.
What if some things like you know that she's not happy about? Why would you just rub it in her face? It's not about trust, but you just know the consequence, or you know her reaction to things, so you just avoid saying it. It's not that you don't trust her; you just know the outcome of it. Like I'll give you an example. If you know that when you take a late client, you know that bothers her, and she'll say like, oh great, and she'll be sarcastic about it. But why would you call and tell her that, oh, by the way, I'm taking it? You know that she doesn't like that. So why rub it in her face? Why don't you just, when you have to do it, you just do it and just not bring it up? It's not trust. I don't know if that's a bad example, but
That's have nothing to do with trust.
you said by not saying it, he's afraid because he trusts her. He doesn't trust her.
What do I have to? What do I have to? What this have to do with the trust? I don't understand.
Okay, maybe that was a bad example, but I'm saying.
So the parents' house really was what he was referring to. How like he would go to the parents. You were saying, and when a couple goes to each other's parents and they don't tell each other, you were saying. I think that's more of like what you were relating to.
So your example was if you don't say it, that means you don't trust them, right? That's what you said earlier.
That's what I said.
Be more specific.
Okay, maybe I didn't understand you correctly.
I think Reb said so many couples I know lie about going to visit their parents. Is that what?
Because they trust them, right?
What?
Because they lie about not saying that they're going to their parents. So that's because there's lack of trust, you said, right?
Because his wife don't want him to go, or he doesn't want her to go. Okay?
So I'm saying, by not saying it, it's not that you don't trust them also. It's just you don't want to throw it in their face. Like if I knew that somebody doesn't like something, right? Why would I tell them? It's not I don't trust them. I know they don't.
Why you don't want her to go to her parents? Or why she don't want you to go to your parents? She's thinking every time that you go, they poisoning you. So she don't trust your judgment.
I see.
Okay? Now, why did you think once how a baby feels? An infant.
You mean how he experiences the world?
Yeah. Why is he crying when he wants to eat?
Because he knows he'll get a response that way.
Meaning he trusts his ima. He say, if I make mommy will be here.
Yeah.
And that's what gives ima the koach to get up, because she knows the child don't have anybody else but her. What gives a person koach? When you know that somebody relying on you and you're the only one, even if you after operation, you're going to get up because the baby has nobody else. Now let's take it to what? To older people. If I have a problem, and if I cannot, if you hear me saying, and if a wife will not get any response from the husband, it's a devastating blow. Why? I thought you're the only one I have in my life to share what I have. It's like an ima saying to the baby, you hungry? I'm tired. Leave me alone. How does it sound?
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
Okay? So we have relationship, husband and wife, which is ridiculous.
But I think it's also, some would say that, okay, you're a grown up, you would understand that, okay, so you're thirsty, you could get up and get it yourself, although the spouse could bring you a cup of water. You know what I mean?
No, but
You're able to take care of yourself, opposed to a baby. I'm sorry? No, not emotionally. Not emotionally, definitely
Again,
not.
I'm talking about a child that physically is not able to get up and to take the battle by himself. You cannot fix your emotions by yourself. That's why you got married. So you depend everything on your husband. If I say, by hook or by crook, you have to be here. And he says, leave me alone. I'm tired. I have a headache. I had a bad day today. Now imagine a woman after C-section, and she have to deal with 3 kids, and she is exhausted, and this child will get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She can say, go back to sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I had a bad day. That's normal. When it comes to a child, you understand. When it comes to us, a grown-up, so how can I trust you? Why did I marry you for? To cook for you? To clean for you? Who needs this headache?
It's like the example Rav gave with the cancer. If somebody walks in, we will deal with it, but when it's the neshama or something, we don't understand it.
No. So what gives the wife a koach? What gives her behemet a koach to deal with the kids and everything else? There is a husband over there. Every time she's saying, he's there. Here I am. Yes. Oh, I have somebody that I can trust. She get koach. Okay? Pitom, she's not tired. She's fine. She's okay. Everything is okay. From where the father have the koach to go outside and work all day long, and the responsibilities that he have, it's sometimes is beyond any imagination. Where did he get this koach? Because he knows that all depends on him. They trusting me, I'll bring a parnasa home. So that's giving the incentive and the koach and everything else to go outside and fight for every dollar. Why? The kids are trusting him. Do you remember at the time that you were kids?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. When you had a problem, what was on your mind? Who will solve it?
Go to
Parents.
Mommy.
Mommy, daddy, but it was already quite instilled in you. I'll go home, I'll tell my mommy. I'll go home, I'll tell my daddy. Because that's you trusting him 100%. Did you hear once, kids, how they talk? My father is the biggest tzaddik. My father is the most smarter one. And you think they're saying it just like that? No. They believe it and they live with this. Because they have a trust. If a wife will hear 5 times a day, Behemet, you the best wife in the world. Is she gonna trust the husband? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 For sure. And he means it. Not that he is trying now to manipulate, right? He's saying it, mamash gara. He says, you're the best wife in the world. She's tired, migraine, everything. She's gonna have koach to do everything. Why? My husband have full trust in me. Now I can trust him also. He's doing his job. So now, how steady we are with the trust that we have. Why our wives or the husband are so upset? The behavior is not with steadiness. One day you are in a good mood. The second day you are in a bad mood. The husband tell you you're the best wife now. Tomorrow I'll tell you, why did I marry you? Why did I marry you? What came into my mind? Can you trust such a person?
No.
No.
One day you're the best, one day you're the worst.
Not stable. It's not.
And the ladies too, why the husband are so hesitant? One time you smile at him with the best friend, you can take 1 hour and you're becoming like an enemy all of a sudden. So he says, I cannot trust this lady. I don't know what she's doing.
Mood swings.
Huh?
Mood swings.
Mood swings, okay. Now, we call it mood swings, okay. But these mood swings have a price for it. What's the price?
Lack of trust.
I don't know if this behavior will stay or not. Meaning, I don't trust you. But emunah. What is emunah? Are we trusting Hashem in any situation?
Not always. I don't think we trust him with everything, honestly. I think we
That's
feel
called a lack of emunah.
So we do the same thing. One day we trust him, and one day we don't. One day we trust him, one day we don't. That's true.
That's why it's very difficult for us to live, because we have so many questions and we don't know the answers. As meaning, when I don't trust you, all the time I'm going to have questions on you. Where were you? Why did you come late? Where was Hashem in the Holocaust? He went to sleep. Why is this? Why is that? Meaning, it's a lack of trust.
Kavod Harav, is there, like you mentioned earlier, the other shiurim, you said that it's all about the approach. Is this considered also as a trust when you have an approach, the proper approach?
No. Approach, it's a different thing.
No, meaning like you will fake it till you make it. Like you might not trust at the beginning, and then you eventually you'll trust.
How? If I know that I didn't do the things that I should have done, so then slowly we have to build the trust back, which takes time. And what will make it is the steadiness.
Rabbi, we have to live Na'aseh v'Nishma?
Yeah. If you trust Hashem, yes. Let's say, if Chas v'Shalom, Trump will lose, okay? Who did it?
Hashem.
Hashem did it.
Hashem?
Which means it's for the best.
Which means it's the best for us. What the best? We don't know, but we have to know, we trust Hashem that He did the best thing for us.
Right.
Maybe it's time for us to get out of here before it's too late. Right? Now we have to find out what Hashem will want, what Hashem wants from us. But one thing we all sure that it's for the best. No matter who is going to win, it's for the best. That's how we have to accept everything in life. If we trust Hashem, it's for the best. When we see that in the behavior in the house, meaning the relationship, nobody from the outside can influence me, nobody. That's what I'm doing, and I'm steady with what I'm doing. You're going to trust me fully, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
For sure. For sure. When a child sees that you're doing things steadily and you don't go no left and no right, you continue to do. Even when you're going to be punishing him, he will trust that the punishment is for his own good. If not now, when he will grow up, he will know it was for the best. But the child will accept it in a different way because he knows that you know what you're doing. He trusts in you. Our kids, I'm afraid, are not trusting us because every day we're reacting in a different way. So they don't trust us. So nothing in chinuch, nothing. Also in relationship, husband and wife. If you're not going to keep the steadiness, it's not going to last. The chinuch will lose everything, and the relationship will be very shaky, extremely shaky. Because we don't know what to accept. What to expect, we don't know.
Rev, can you just clarify when you mean steadiness, like if we try an approach and it doesn't work, or a method, or is it the way we react every day it's something else?
Every day. For example, if I'll tell a wife, when your husband coming home, no matter what, you smile, no matter what. So at least he knows, right? He will come home without now 50 doubts what shower I'm going to get now. Hot one, cold one, maybe she's going to put me in the jacuzzi now. Who knows what reaction I'm going to get now. But if he's trusting you that you always open the door, you're smiling at him, that's all.
And with the kids, would it be how we deal with them? Like it's consistent?
Consistent.
Consistent. Okay. Thank you.
Not one day you in a good mood, okay, leave the toys. We will fix it. Next day you are in a bad mood and says, hey, fix the toy. It's like, she is not normal. Yesterday she said, okay. What happened? Now. Papa, they don't trust your behavior. So now they're going to test you. How far they can go?
But can there be like a leeway? I'm just Rev, I hope I'm understanding. let's say they made a big castle and they just really want to leave the toys there. They made a big from blocks, and usually they clean up every day. Is it okay to have them leave it out there?
Yeah.
It's not. So it's not really being inconsistent. It's just
as long as we spoke about it before.
As long as the rules were out on the table, it's okay. As long as it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rav, very much for clarifying.
I know that all of us want to be, steady, doing things all the time the same. But when it comes to reality, we want to speak to our wife, we want to smile at her, but she is always smiling at us. So since we don't know what to expect, so already we're coming home full of doubt. Same thing is the kids. They don't know what mood they're going to find Ima today when they open the door. So when you're not steady, you're becoming frustrated with yourself. Why all the time I'm doing this, I'm doing that? You don't feel good about yourself. And you're angry on yourself. And you're causing the kids to be mixed up. They don't know what to expect. But why some things we are very good at? Let's say when it comes to Shabbat, would you let your child make a Chilul Shabbat?
No.
No, right?
No.
No.
Over there, we're very good. So, why when we deciding not to bring sweet stuff to the house? One day we keep, second day we keep, 1 week we keep, and then bingo! One Shabbat you keep, one Shabbat you keep, and the third one, only half of Shabbat. You gonna do it?
No.
So why can't we interpret everything like Shabbat? How about it? Did you understand what I said? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Rabbi.
Yes.
Why Yaakov was the best of the Avot? Avram has his own, Yitzchak is his own, but Yaakov is called Bechir Avot.
Was it because he was consistent? He was always going in the same path?
He was consistent, and he was in charge on the Torah. The Torah will teach you consistency. Every day you have to put tefillin. Every day you have to read Kriyat Shema, right? Every day you have to say Birkat Hamazon. Time after time after time after time. Over there, the kids, they're not even budging. They know. They know. So now we have to start to talk to ourselves how to bring all our life like the same moment of Shabbat. I'll be as steady as Yom Shabbat. Okay?
Thank you, Rav. Yes.
Emir Hashem will continue tomorrow. Emir Hashem. And have a good night, everybody. I know it's going to be a long night, but it's okay.
Good night, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rav.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Kvodarav.
Good night, Rabbi.
Thank
you.
Thank you,
Good
Rabbi.
night.
Good
Thank you, Rav.
night.
Good
Everybody.
night.
7 o'clock
Good
tomorrow
night.
morning, Rabbi, right?
7
Doesn't
o'clock
matter
tomorrow
who
morning.
meets.
Yes, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.